What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to Burbs Final Digest, where our music staff comes together and we rate and review an album every single Monday, and we just do it by answering some questions. It's that simple. This week we focused on Boldy James and the Alchemist's newest joint collaboration. First question that I have for everybody was, what was your favorite garlic butter dipped bar on this project? We know that Boldy is a man with upper echelon tastes, great vernacular, vocabulary, the whole thing. What was the best single bar on the project?
My favorite bars across the project came from the Diamond Dallas song featuring Still Got Cooks, especially when Boldy said, "All my licks resemble Adam Sandler." The whole verse was cold, actually. He said, "Stepped on it in some Alexanders, make it rain, dear, like I'm Prancer. Wrist a chandelier, diamond dancing, brick a girly like a private dancer. Met the plug at J. Alexander, swiping J has never been a scammer. All my licks resemble Adam Sandler, 90-day run, Barry Sanders." That's hard.
I'm not sure exactly what my favorite bar is, but the song Brick Mile to Montana is definitely the highlight of the album for me. Benny and Boldy were really picking up the pace on their tempo. The pacing was great, like that speedy delivery. You don't get that much from these guys, more Benny than Boldy. Boldy's very slow and concise in his delivery on most songs, so it was cool to see, and the beat works so well with it.
There are many bars I could go through. I mean, whether he'll be going from an example about you talk about Shark Tales to The Sopranos. You never know what you're gonna get with Boldy, and I think that his creative output is insane, and stylistically it's beautiful. But I have two lines. One was off EPMD, which is Everyone's Plotting on My Demise. Stay with my old faithful because she never fails me. Gotta keep the hammer close for people trying to nail me to the cross. And I think that is he has a little biblical reference in there, and he's talking about like a hammer referring to a gun. And I think that's just really such a well put together line. And I think his flow on it, like it's supposed to be where the punch at, like in the line where the rhyme scheme fits up, where it would be the nail would be the rhyme, but he's like, nail me to the cross. And I think that like extra little bit on it really adds the punch to it, even though it doesn't fit with that, like that rhyme scheme. I think it just really adds to it, and I like that little stuttered delay he has. And then my second one I had to put is the ending of Double Hockey Sticks, which is that beat change, by the way. It's a whole different story, but super good, and I think really out of Al's element, where he's going something just crazy, very intense beat, which usually not have an Al out of thing, much slower paced style. Then Boldy matches that energy, so I think stylistically, both a little bit out of their element, but pushes them out of element in a great way. So I think it was great, and it ends off with, say she gonna leave me and I can't blame her, cause I was cutting on my side bitch raw with the same razor. And I think that's just beautiful. There's so many different parts to that, and I like the syntax of it. It's really cool. It's a really cool way of going about it. So, and it's a great closer to that song. So that'd be good.
Straight up, who won the album? Boldy or Alchemist? Somebody had to be a winner here. Out of the two mainstays, who won the project?
The real winners here, honestly, are the listeners, but it's hard to say really whether Boldy or the Alchemist won. I mean, they're both masters of their crafts, and they both bring an essential component to the art. And I would say on Bo Jackson, Boldy brought some of his best bars to date, and Alchemist brought some of his best beats to date. And really, that's all that matters at the end of the day. They both carried their weight, followed through, and they provided us with one of the most enjoyable listening experiences of the year.
I don't know if I can say I choose a definitive winner for the Boldy James Alchemist. I don't know if there is a winner. I think that their chemistry is unmatched, and they are almost like doubles partners in tennis. How they're able to go and just destroy every sort of production value possible. I mean, Al provides the beats and he provides the rhymes. Simple as that. And I think that with Al's dreary piano chords, it kind of gives you his style, very anxiety riddled, really matches that like anxiety riddled nature of drug dealing and hit environment, and that's what Boldy James really collaborates and really puts into his work. So I don't even know if I can do a winner, because their chemistry is so unmatched, and how they can bounce off each other is so good. Like you'll hear a song like Illegal Search and Seizure where Boldy James talks about, I don't know if it's a hypothetical or an actual story that he has, where his house got raided and by cops, but the charge got dropped because of illegal search and seizure. He'll bring a story like that, some anecdote where you're like, wow, that's a really powerful thing. And then Al will provide a beat, kind of like the foundation for it, that kind of hear the cries of a sample in it, and it kind of really matches the vibe of the illegal search and seizure. And I think that is the perfect example of their collaboration. And there's no one winner, there's just dominance together, and they're co-champions. And I would say they're both arms are raised up. So both of them, I don't know if I can say a winner. Maybe Al, because I have a little bias, but
I thought that the Alchemist won the album. Boldy James is always sharp, but there was an added layer of like darkness, and the samples were really unique that the Alchemist used, which is always the case on all of his projects, but especially on this one, I don't know. It's just like the album cover art goes hand in hand with these beats, like in so many different colors and themes, and is just the use of vocal samples on this was so cool. I thought The Alchemist came out on top. It was really close though.
I thought for this Bo Jackson project, The Alchemist won with the beats. I love The Price of Tea at China. That was one of my favorite albums of that year. And I really thought that Boldy showed his true prowess as a lyricist and could keep us engaged throughout the whole stretch of the project. I thought Alchemist did super well on that, but here I think the table switches a little bit more in Alchemist's favor. I really think a lot of the better verses on the project come from the featured artists like Earl Sweatshirt, Stove Guy Cooks. Not saying Boldy didn't kill it, they both kill it always. Boldy took round 1 with Price of Tea, and Alchemist took round 2 with Bo Jackson. Hopefully we can get a third album as well.
Boldy drops an album like every 3 or 4 months. So is he the most productive artist in hip hop today? If he is it even close?
That's a tough question to answer because there are a lot of artists right now that are putting out insane amounts of music. I would say, I don't know if Boldy's the most productive singular artist in hip hop, but Griselda Records is certainly the most productive record label in hip hop. I'll say that. I know that's kind of a cop out, but
Yeah, he and the rest of the Griselda guys, they're definitely some of the most productive artists in the industry. They're really one of the few groups where each artist can put out quality projects seemingly every few months. And we would be remiss not to mention that The Alchemist is still one of the most prolific producers out there as well. And hopefully he has some other crazy shit up his sleeve before the year ends.
I think he's in a lane that is a very slim but good lane, and that is with Griselda. We're talking Conway's, the Benny Butchers, Westside Gun, Boldy's up there, you know, and you can even put like Ka or something like Makami. Guys who just pump out projects like crazy, and it's still the same value. The quantity matches the quality, which is really hard because you see a lot of trap artists and stuff drop a mixtape after mixtape, or they'll drop one really good album and it's trying to pump out as much stuff, and it just is a slow decline, a sharp decline, actually, not slow, a sharp decline. And when you see that sharp decline, it's tough, and Boldy can really keep up with that, so it's really good. I think he does a really good job with that. So I would say that he is definitely one of the most productive.